y'all, y'all already know who we are. I ain't even gonna do the intro because we got this. Y'all already know who we are, right? Y'all already know who we are. AD was about to get in his bag.
Good morning,
Hey,
good morning, Nick Nation. I wanna, as I was saying off camera with Freezie, I want to apologize to all of the ladies out there that were probably watching the previous show. Salute to my guys, my 718 boys.
them my
You know what I
dudes.
mean? As I was telling Freezie, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Shorty, I don't mind if you dance on the pole. It don't
Yeah,
make you a hoe,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And when you got $200 million solid in your pocket,
Solid, solid, right?
solid, the shit is like it's probably next to almost as sure as the sun.
Right, right.
Like you probably get up every few moments in the middle of the night just to go look at your bank account.
Yeah.
I
Make sure
got
you
two. I
make sure
got
you're not
two.
dreaming, right?
I got 200 million.
Yes.
Okay, I don't have to do anything else for the rest of my life,
Right.
especially, and all I'm thinking about right now is a grilled tuna sandwich and watch me some Scarface.
Yes.
And in between time, that beautiful creation that God has made
Yeah.
is in my midst. And that's life. We
Yeah.
can't, sometimes as OGs and even young people as well, when that money, that access to things you never thought that you could have, it's immediately there.
Right.
You're gonna make some you're gonna make some mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
In every generation, they made mistakes that got a bag of money because you never had anything before.
Yeah.
Most of these NBA ball players, baseball players, NFL players, they come from different hoods in the United States, and even
Yeah.
the ones that are international players that come over, it's the same thing.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
It- if he's making these same maneuvers at 50,
Then we got
then
issue.
then you got issues. At 22, this is what young people do at any stage of their life. This is what young people do that got access, that got especially they got that kind of money and so forth. You're gonna
AD,
act
I
you're
get
gonna
it.
act a fool.
AD, I get it, bro. But what happened to like athletes chasing Lisa Bonet? You know what I'm saying? Cats that. So what happened
But
to
that's
that?
but that's Lisa Bonet for him.
What?
But that's Lisa Bonet for
Okay.
Zion. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
You know, the she might have blew his mind.
Where John Witherspoon at? I need
Okay.
I need some John Witherspoon right now. Marcus. Marcus. They told me
Bang,
a
bang,
girl a
bang,
girl at
baby.
work got you pretty well.
Bang, bang,
Straight to
bang,
that man's
baby.
face, straight over dinner.
That done,
This cat leaning in,
that
this
done
dude
happened to
leaning
the
in over the string beans like, hey Marcus,
that done
they
happened to the
telling me
best
a
of
girl
us.
at work got you pretty well.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That done happened to the best of us.
Hey,
I'm here
hey,
to I'm here to testify, not signify.
okay, all right.
That done happened to the best of us. But I ain't never had $200 million solid in my bank account.
Neither. Neither.
Solid
I ain't never had $1 million in my bank
in
account.
my bank account.
That's just me
That
though.
that that every day of the week, you know, you could have new exciting things every day of the
Yeah,
effing week. And like,
I,
you You want to go to Sandro Pay by 2 p.m.?
Bro, pew,
Pew!
and be there at 1:57.
And be back by like 6?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we can do that.
Just because you can play basketball.
Just because you can play basketball and then you have it, and the flip side of that is, does it affect his career going forward? Right now, it would appear that, I've said it before, if I was New Orleans, I'd be nervous.
Yes. That dude
I'd
ain't
be
playing.
I'd be I wouldn't be as nervous as I would be with Ja, but I'd be nervous.
I'm nervous for both.
I'm nervous for both of them, but
I'm more nervous about Zion than I'm worried about for Ja.
I'm nervous for both of them because
Because
if I'm in the position of leadership of an organization, I got to get knee deep in it. I got to get knee deep in it to stem this situation here, because it's going to eventually cost me my job.
Yep.
If you don't get down with this and make some real sense of this,
Right.
like, it can't be a KP misses the exit interview and flies off somewhere.
Right.
No. I'm at your house. We're sitting down. We're having an intervention. Like, what's going on? What do you need? What do we need to do to fix this situation here? Because it can't continue.
Right.
Zion, the same thing. What do we need to? This is what we have here. You having a child with congratulations, great.
Right.
Okay, how are we going to stabilize this situation here so we get the best of you on the basketball court?
Right. I can't. No. This right. The more I learn about it, the more I'm thinking like, man, this ain't a good look.
It's not, but
This
the
is not a good look
cameras
for the
never
NBA.
the cameras never turn off, Freezie. See, that's what we have to finally come to grips with. That is that with this generation, or even from the last generations, once the camera came into play, all of a sudden people loved being on camera. They love doing things and letting other people know about it.
Talking about like me, I can't help it.
If that's you, me, I come from an era where when they had video people that came into the parties and stuff, dudes weren't necessarily looking to be on camera, because a lot of those guys might have had situations and so forth.
Situation.
Today's day, it's quick Instagram, this, the that, whatever. But if I'm those organizations right now, I'm really worried.
Right.
I'm the president of those organizations right now. I'm really worried.
Really worried. Like,
Yeah.
like really worried.
Yeah. That's how you lose your gig. As for you're gonna make some choices, Freezie, with that kind of money.
Yeah.
When you're 22 years old.
Yeah. You raise them, bro. I think the parents are getting the blame, but bro, the parents can only raise them like based on normal people stuff. Once these cats get the bag, they are no. Once you like worth $200 million, your parents what can your parents tell you?
What can your parents tell you? What can your parents tell you at 5 million? What can your parents tell you at $1 million, let alone 200 million?
Yeah.
It's, you hope that the morals and the principles that if you established it with them, because we don't know these guys, we don't know what their home life was like. You know what I mean?
Right.
We don't know what the dynamic is like more times than not. We just know the environment, and the neighborhoods and so forth. But the individual dynamics, we don't necessarily know how that's being laid down.
Yeah.
But give anybody $200 million that doesn't come from that. My whole family's life has changed.
Yeah, pretty much.
even the ones I may not necessarily see. I'm gonna take care of you too. I'm gonna hit you off too.
Yeah.
And that's the situation that a lot, unfortunately, and fortunately, a lot of our young, black male athletes are now, it's thrusted upon them,
Right.
you
Right.
know, and it's how you handle it. I remember when you and I, when we got, in our uncomfortable moments over Ja
Yeah.
and the situation with that, and I was telling you from back then, I'm like, look, this doesn't look good.
Right.
It's like, what is going on here? Where is the intervention from parent?
Right.
Like, how can we, because he's ruining the bag. He's
Right.
already ruined a good chunk of change.
Right. Yeah. And I agree with you there. But the thing about it is, when Ja is wilding out, you notice his parents wasn't around. You didn't see him doing that with his parents there. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them. It's one of them things where I agree with you with all that stuff. But at like cats our age, all we can do is tell these young fellas what to do and what not to do. At the end of the day, they're gonna make their own life choices. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yeah.
you hate to see them mess up something, but at the end of the day, it's their life. You know.
Un- Unfortunately, because it's a sad tale. Remember, ESPN did that documentary a few years ago. Was it called Broke? They're
Yes.
like one and two, and for cats from our generations that was doing the same thing back then, but the bag wasn't as big.
Yeah. Back then it was like 800,000. You remember the stripper took $800,000 out of the bank account,
Leon
left him.
Cersei.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Leon he Leon
$800,000.
Cersei.
I'd have
He
killed
said
that.
he took her whole family on a vacation to Jamaica or something like that.
Right. Oh my God.
And at some point when they come, he said he spent like 200 grand on vacation,
Yeah. Which is
right?
crazy.
Which is crazy. Freezy.
Oh my
He
God.
had just signed like a 4 or 5 year, 30 mil, something like that. He feeling good. And when they came back, he said he's talking to his accountant one day. Da, 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 da. The accountant's like, "Hey, you had a pretty great time this month."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, I spent like 200 in Jamaica." And he's like, "No, no, 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 no. There's another eight.
Yeah.
That's gone."
That's gone. Yeah. Yeah. These dudes are
Shorty,
dumb.
I don't mind.
Yeah, these dudes are dumb.
If you dance on a pole,
Yeah.
it'll make you a hoe.
Yeah. These dudes are so dumb, bro.
Yo, Leon was like, he called her up and he was like, "Hey, you know, did you take out money on it?" Well, she was like, "Yeah." And her reason was like she had to solidify her future.
Yeah. You owed me this.
You owed me this.
What?
You owe me this. you ain't blocked near another gargantuan on the other side of the on the other side of the scrimmage.
No.
No coach ever yelled in your face for like 5 hours a day.
Yeah,
You know,
they are crazy, bro.
I'm out here in the middle of the sun, 110-degree weather in July. Because remember those old school practices,
Yeah.
especially for football,
Yeah.
you know, and so forth. And somebody can just, but he gave her the access, but still, she felt like she needed to do what she needed to do. And these stories happening over and over again. How do
Yeah.
you fix it?
You just gotta tell your sons, bro. They gotta, you know what I'm saying. For one, how you fix it is don't do major purchases. That's one thing I do too. Like anything major, like anything, like in my very ordinary life, anything over $5,000 is gonna send alarms off at the bank. You know what I'm saying? Like I got, you know what I'm saying? You got to call the bank, like, yeah, man, we out here, we just trying to make this down payment on such and such. And they're like, okay, right. For them dudes, they so liquid, bro.
It's a
And
daily.
yeah, they spending money like that on nothing.
It's a daily. It's an
Yeah,
absolute daily. I was watching this documentary over the weekend with Mike Tyson. And Mike has there's at least 1 million documentaries on Mike Tyson. He's one of the most interesting individuals over the last 100 years.
right.
And he was like, yo, he was talking about specifically about the 80s. And he said money was just everywhere.
Flowing.
He said, I was making money off of buying cars for people. And they would pay me extra for the car.
Yeah.
Remember that whole car scam scenarios back in the 80s? He's knee deep in it.
Yeah. He know that it was that, but yeah, he was in it though.
But and then later on when when laws and changed and da 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 da, but he was just talking about one aspect of how much money that there was for an athlete, especially an athlete of the top of the food chain.
Yeah. Paying him to come to the club. Like, Mike, you just show up, bro. Everything free. Everything.
It's
Mike.
it's hard to just to sit that money in the bank, Freezie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we said, at that age.
Yeah.
You're just not gonna sit that money in the bank and act like you didn't dream of that Audemars or whatever watch that you wanted.
Right.
That right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's nothing that I love as an accessory as a man with more than a watch.
Right.
You give me that type of money, I've got one of those probably for every day of the month.
I'm into cars like that. Like with me, I'm in the whips like that. Like people are like, what's your vice? Whips. That's me. That's me. Whips.
Yeah. So
like, mom could be like, you need a Mercedes and a BMW. Yes.
Yeah.
And a Jaguar. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, so it's an argument that you can see from both sides. You just hope that it doesn't overcome them.
Right.
That at some point it mellows out and they're over that particular stage and they still have something left.
Yeah.
From it.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That's just
I agree.
That's just the problems with those two young men in particular.
Right. Right. Yeah. My thing is as I watch these guys and all the money they get, and then I watch cats that played in the 80s have to get jobs. I'm like, oh my God, the economy is not fair. It's not fair. You know what I'm saying? It's not fair, bro. Like when you look back at those cats that retired like in the early 80s, when you look at Bernard King ain't got no bread like Zion.
Nowhere near.
You know what I'm saying? Bernard
the money wasn't there.
Yeah, I know. Thanks to Chris Paul. That's one of the things Chris Paul did. And so shout out to Chris Paul. Chris Paul's first thing, he was like, yo, we got to take care of these cats that played, bro. These cats is out here broke. They out here selling these championship rings just so they can pay their rent. You know what I'm saying? And so you got that issue. So thank you, Chris Paul, for that, for looking out for them, to at least send them a little something, right? And you got cats out here tricking. Come on, bro.
Well, again, that's twofold, Freezie, because everybody doesn't get the same check.
No, everybody don't deserve the same check.
Right. Everybody don't deserve the same check.
Yeah.
Right. And at the end of the day, Freezie, you are responsible to solidify your situation. What's league minimum right now?
Well, it depends on your status in the league, like how many years you got.
Okay, so
Yeah,
let's
it increased. It
all right. So let's
increases
just
per
do a
year.
baseline and say a league minimum is $1 million.
Okay.
Do I need to tell you how to take care of $1 million right now, Freezy?
No, not me, because I do it professionally. Others maybe.
No. If I need to do that, right? It is what it is. C'est la vie. You
Hey,
lose it, okay.
yeah,
You better have an eye on your money, Freezy.
yeah. You got to live. You got to live by the third thing, by the third
Yeah.
system. Damon John said it over and over and over again, and he absolutely right. You got to cut, no matter what your wealth is, you got to cut it into thirds. Stuff that you have to have, right, right, and then invest, and then things that you want. That's what you should be doing. But
Yeah, it's yours to trick out, but you then can't ask for somebody to feel sorry for you after you done completed the trick.
I agree.
You
I
see what I'm
agree.
saying?
Right.
And you know what happens a lot of times? Cats that then had that kind of money that they dulled it out when they no longer have it. They look at the people that they took care of, and they're like, "But you know, it's not reciprocal. The relationship is not reciprocal. You don't go from being the boss to the low end
No, to the worker. No.
to the work. No, because you're gonna see what happens when you no longer have it.
Right. Ego is a powerful thing, though.
Yeah. You're gonna see what happens when you go from rich to no longer having those same people that you took care of, and you thought that y'all was really lock solid like that. You know, how they gonna help you get $200 million back, Freezy?
They're not gonna be able to help you.
They got nowhere to help you.
Right. Right. Because if they did, they would have already had it.
Because
Yeah.
if they did, they would have already had it.
Right.
So while you out here being young and you doing this and whatever, just remember that should you lose this, ain't nobody out here to help you to get that back. Once you 35 and out the league, or cats are playing longer now, but once you out the league and whatever, there's only but so many of these commentator jobs around.
Right. Right. And the thing about retiring is you can retire from a job, but you don't retire from life. Right. That's one of the things that one of the things I talk to about people every day. Like you can retire from a situation, but you're not retiring from life. Life goes on. And even if your life stopped, others' lives will go on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what do you are you preparing for anything? If you're not preparing for anything, then the one thing you should prepare for is nothing. If you don't prepare for anything, then prepare for nothing. Is how it works. So yeah.
Hey, we were all young once.
Yeah.
To put a cap on that, we were all young once. You just hope that the young brothers, like I said before, they get past that stage and are able to continue to grow and so forth. And it, people can be so mean and ugly,
Right.
Freezy,
Yeah.
because it's not your life.
Yeah.
And it's easy to look from the outside and go, yeah, I wasn't gonna do that, and how could you raise your son to be like that, and da 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 da. It's easy to do that. It's easy to form an opinion.
Right. Right.
And it's even easier to form an ugly opinion.
Yeah.
You know
Some
what I'm
people
saying?
have that on. Some people have that on deck though.
Yeah.
They wait with that in mind.
Freezy, do you know how many beautiful women I've come across, whether in relationship with or not, and so
Or not.
forth,
Right.
they ain't never been able to put together that kind of a play to land the bag
Right.
like that,
Right.
to be able to capitalize maybe on not necessarily what you have, educationally and so forth, but what you have going for you because this is your God's gift and so forth.
Right.
I'm trying to be kind here, right? You know how many women, how many fine ass women are broke?
Yes. Yes. But they get there for multiple reasons, though. Like some fine women don't have stuff because they don't want to sell out. You know what I'm saying? In order to, and then others just don't have the acumen to elevate themselves. You know what I'm saying? And then others are just dumb. They run through wealth. That's why they broke.
So I'm not gonna be mad at somebody that is, you know, her whatever her vindictive tactics are, or that's a whole nother story.
Okay.
You know, I know not and care not about that.
Okay.
But yes, sir. Let's turn off of the, the interesting tales of Zion
Yeah,
and the
Zion.
strip.
This is gonna be ongoing. By the way, this is an ongoing thing. There are so many tentacles to this that we hadn't even, you know.
What was that topic for this morning? I don't even remember. I got
Um,
I got caught up in the
the
718
the,
brown paper bag
the
boys.
brown paper bag.
The brown paper bag boys. Yo, I'm telling you, Corey, you better stop it.
Hey, Southside Jamaica Queens in the building. Queens get
In
the
the
money.
building, absolutely. Queens get the money.
Queens
They
get
had
the
me Corey.
money.
Curry had me crying. Curry had me absolutely crying.
He mad, bro. He was I think he was a little bit mad about the Zion thing, bro. Not because of that, but because of
Because of that.
fathers and sons have this thing, and then the son go out there wilding out and make it look like the dad ain't did nothing.
Cool, damn well he'd be like John Moran's pops right now. He'd be like on the south
Bang,
side
bang,
right
bang.
now. Bang, bang.
Yeah,
Right
man.
now. Stop playing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Because again, that's what the access gives you.
Yeah, man.
But
Yeah, man.
but what was our topic for this morning? I totally
Um,
forgot.
the topic is something front office related. Let me
Oh
see.
Jesus! I'm sorry I asked.
Um,
Sorry I asked.
missteps to a championship. Missteps to a championship.
Ah, is that what I was
That's what you
thinking
sent me.
about this morning?
That's what you sent me.
Damn, on a Sunday morning?
Yeah. Club coming up. Yep. Yep.
Missteps to a championship.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is, the the revolving question with the Knicks. But I think what I was thinking of this morning was, when they let things go awry after 2000, and they eventually go out and get McDice.
Yeah.
Because at that moment in time, Freezie, were they even thinking about championships anymore? Because that's the transition when young Dolan comes on. They fire Checkets, move out the old. He comes in.
Yeah.
He keeps Layden, and Layden is here to now to navigate things.
Yeah.
And he eventually finds Antonio McDice.
Right.
And to be fair, Antonio McDice was a 20-12 dude when the Knicks got him, traded for him.
Yeah. But the injuries, there was some injuries leading up to that though. When you look at McDice, we should have sort of won in signs, bro.
Should we? I think wasn't he just coming off of an all-star appearance, and
yeah,
I remember him before the Knicks as being a dominant four.
yeah, athletic four.
Yes,
And in great offensive systems.
yes,
Right. You saw him in a Denver system. You saw him in a was it Phoenix?
Phoenix.
In a great Phoenix system. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
he later on with the Spurs, adapted to, the role of I'm no longer
a gritty big man. Yeah,
a gritty big, that guy, but now I can be amongst other guys and contribute because he did help them out.
yeah,
Because I know when we say Antonio McDyess, it always kind of gives you like, I need Rolaids,
yes.
But in getting him, what was the trade again? What was that? Canby? Is that Canby and their number one pick or something to that effect?
It's Nene Hilario in a first.
Right. And then they move on from Canby and Sprewell. I can't even remember what they got for Sprewell. Right? But he wasn't looking, in my overall estimation, he wasn't thinking or looking as, he has a championship with the pieces that he's pushing out. Because if memory serves me correctly, Canby and Sprewell, they either didn't attend Dolan's party or something Dolan related, or they walked out or something.
Right.
And Dolan kind of goes on, he kind of goes on like a rampage and get rid of him.
Yeah.
The Sprewell thing always puzzles me because I can't remember. I mean, of course I could look it up.
The Sprewell thing was a contract thing.
Right, but I can't. But they gave him the contract.
Yeah, but it was tenuous though. It was tenuous, bro. It was like, Sprewell, why you mad at Allen Houston contract, bro? It looked like overt jealousy. It looked like y'all gave him money. Why you not giving me money?
But
that's what it looked like.
He signed the deal.
Yeah.
And he was upset because of Houston and so forth. But
and Houston wasn't playing either. Remember, Houston was hurt.
He didn't get hurt yet. It's what? How long? Damn. Oh
no. Yeah. He was hurt before he was getting hurt before the deal. We gave him the deal anyway because there was no major injuries, right? And then after he signed the contract, he started getting those major injuries. Meanwhile, Sprewell is like, yo, I mean, I'm playing. Where's my bread at? So
they gave him, from what I remember, they gave him two options, two types of deals. I think one was a 5-year with like a team option after 3 or something like that. And another was like a 2-year with a higher, or a 3-year with a higher per year, something. And he opted for the 5-year. He opted for the 5-year, but it wasn't the same amount of bread that Houston was getting.
Yeah. Hey, I'm mistaken. Injury. He didn't get injured till after the contract. My mistake.
No, I remember that. I'm like, no, Allen was pretty good.
Yeah.
For a long period of time.
Yeah.
Before the contract.
Yeah. Yeah. They gave him that contract though after he was 30, which was a mistake.
What was he, 31?
Yeah, 30. I think he was 31. Yeah.
31, something like that?
31, they gave him the bag. Oh my God.
Freezie, that's the thing. And I was having this conversation. I think me and you was touching on it yesterday while we was on the phone. About,
bro, again, I apologize, bro. I only wanted to talk to you for like Yo, when I look at your name before I even hit, I'm like, yo, 2 minutes. That's it. And then you just went off on me,
He
bro.
starts on these, the people. We'll tag what we was talking about. The man calls me and goes, I'm struggling because I think Patrick Ewing is the greatest center of all times. And he was going to do a video to tribute or to document
Nah,
his
see, that's not
thoughts or
how I started
something.
the conversation.
Or
I
something.
started the conversation was like,
That's basically what it was.
no, I started
Okay?
the conversation with AD just real quick, bro. 2 minutes. I
But
promise you, 2
but
minutes.
that's what he wanted to talk about for 2 minutes. Okay? That's what he wanted to talk about for 2 minutes, and that conversation rolled into like 50 different things. But that was the essence.
That
This
wasn't my
man,
intent. That wasn't my
I
intent.
realized at that moment in time that I thought I was the biggest Patrick Ewing fan and the most objective when it comes to Ewing and his career.
I'm not objective, bro.
And then I realized in our 2-hour conversation yesterday on the telephone.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
In our 2-hour conversation yesterday on the phone, that you have no objectivity when it comes to Patrick Ewing.
No.
You're so far gone, you're like past the Kool-Aid.
Jim Jones.
You're past the Kool-Aid.
Jim Jones.
You're past the Kool-Aid. You're like straight to the vein with it.
Straight to the tablets, right?
Vein.
Yeah. Oh
straight
yeah,
to the vein
yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
I've never heard such a defense put up for Ewing as being the greatest center of all times, and you really believed it. I still feel
like I'm right.
24 hours later, you still believe it.
I still feel like I'm right.
The best Knicks fans amongst us are not siding with you. Chat, tell me. Is Freezie off his rocker?
Ever. Ever, bro. Ever.
I mean, you know what? I'm not even gonna. But that's another thing that it wasn't just Layden, but Checkets had brought him in at that time. That Layden and Checkets did when they traded Ewing in that last year his deal. I would have never traded Ewing right then and there.
No.
He'd have had to sit there and be the most disgruntled. He'd have to literally grow a gray beard for over that final year of his deal.
Yeah.
Before he'd have forced me into a trade like that.
Yeah.
No way in hell.
Yeah.
I'd rather cut you.
But the thing is, as I look back on it, I don't think Pat wanted to be traded.
Yes,
I think he.
Yes.
I think he just wanted a Kobe Bryant type deal.
They already gave him that
twice.
He was coming off of that last deal that they gave him was like a 4-year,
a classic
$70 million
for nothing.
Not for nothing, because remember they go to two Eastern Conference.
Remember they gave it to him in '96, right? They gave it to him in '96.
Yeah, in '96.
Right, they gave it to him in '96 as a apologetic. No, we wasn't really gonna trade you for Shaq.
Right.
No one, they was really gonna trade him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So yeah.
After he got Don Nelson up out of there, it was Pat. We love you. We still need you. We still believe in you.
Right.
This is what we're going to do to rebuild the team around you.
And he wasn't worth 60% of that contract. And that's my man. That's my man.
Wow.
Pat was not worth 60% of that contract. Right? When we paying you what Shaq is making, right? When we paying you what Shaq is making, and Shaq is 26, and you 34.
I mean, they gave him like 75% of what Shaq was making, because I think he got like a $75 million deal. Shaq got like 110.
Yeah.
LA, but he still got a major deal. It just because that they were looking, you know, to move him for Shaq,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
the honest truth of that. And that
Yeah.
was the, I, I mean,
Honestly, Pat probably should have retired in '98. Right? He should have retired in '98. But those big men, his class, were all hanging around. Right? All the Olajuwon was still. Remember, Olajuwon got traded to the Toronto Raptors. People forget about that.
right,
You know what I'm saying? David
right,
Robinson got rejuvenation for one because he was in excellent condition his whole career, and they got rejuvenated with Popovich coming. Remember, Popovich first season was terrible. They was
yeah,
gonna fire Popovich. People was like, Popovich is terrible.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And then they get Popovich and Tim Duncan together, and then RC Buford starts improving around the fringes because we thought it was over for Sean Elliott and David Robinson, bro. You
right.
know,
They
around
were
2000.
like, yeah, because they had did a, you know, Robinson was there for a long time,
Yeah, they kept asking him to come back. He
and he
wanted to
had bad.
retire.
Yeah, he kind of, yeah, from what I remember, he kind of wanted to, and then when they tanked again, because they tanked twice,
Yeah, they did.
they tanked twice historically to get Robinson and to get
Yep,
Duncan.
yep,
So it only made sense if you Robinson, I don't got to carry the load anymore. This young buck
right.
can do
Carry
the
the franchise. Yeah,
can carry the franchise here,
yeah,
and you still got Elliott, and you got Avery. I mean, they put together
they got Avery Johnson from Golden State. Yeah,
yeah, they put together like a solid team with a tremendous young talent in Tim Duncan.
right.
Duncan doesn't get enough credit for like coming in and winning.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is year one.
AD Tim Duncan might be the GOAT.
No. He's in that.
AD Tim Duncan might be the
He's
GOAT.
in that top. He's in my top seven.
He should be in the top,
He's in my top seven.
potentially in the top one.
No. No.
Yeah, man.
Stop it.
Yo, quiet players.
He's a great player. And that's taking nothing away from him. And the lone stain on his tremendous career, and it's not even a stain on him, but by him, is when Popovich is by the coach. When Popovich took him out of the game, took him out of that game. What was that game 6 in Miami? When they were up 5 with
Yeah,
like 27 seconds or 30 seconds to go, and they were about to send LeBron home, and they took him out of the game. I still remember that. I was like, this has had to be the dumbest decision in the history of basketball, because when Miami's big, part of their big three, when he gets the rebound over a little Tony Parker, he's 6'10". Tony Parker's like 6'1".
Chris Bosh. Yep,
When Chris Bosh gets that rebound and just turns and just
kicks it out to Ray Allen in the
kicks it
corner.
out to Ray Allen, I'm like, if you got Tim Duncan in the game right there, Tim Duncan had I think up to that point, he had like 17 rebounds.
Yes, yes.
It was like his last big rebounding effort.
Yeah.
And you got him on the bench in the key moments of the game. I've never been a Popovich dude.
Bro,
I never have. I've never been a Popovich dude.
the dude wins the MVP twice. He's a 3-time Finals MVP. He's 15 times All NBA, 15-time All Defense, 5-time NBA champ, 15-time All Star, bro.
He's in my top 7.
Tim Duncan. You remember the conversation we had about Isaiah Thomas could have scored 30 points a game if he wanted to?
Yes.
In a defensive era, I think Tim Duncan could have scored 30 points a game if he wanted to.
Yeah.
If he wanted to.
Another thing with Duncan, though, Duncan never really wanted to be a big. When we talk about Duncan, right? Do we talk about Duncan as a great 4? Do we talk about Duncan as a great 5? See, there's no great tweeners at that height.
Right.
Duncan always wanted another big next to him.
Right.
See? And is that a knock on him per se? Yeah, kind of, sort of. But it takes us. I don't want to think it takes a special person to be a center, but when you center, you're the anchor. You're the overall anchor of, especially when you're a great center, you're the overall anchor of both sides of the court, offense and defense.
Granted, AD, that man had 13 straight double-digit rebounding seasons, bro.
I get it. But again, to the question, is he a great 4? Great 5? There's no such thing as a great tweener.
Yeah. You're asking, is he a great big, right? Or there's no such thing as a great big, right? And I get it. But if we're talking about pound for pound,
is he better than Ewing?
At center? No.
As a great big, is he better than Ewing?
Let me see. Is Tim Duncan a better big than Ewing? No. Patrick Ewing, in my mind, is the greatest center of all time. And AD is laughing, and I find this wildly disrespectful.
This is the same reaction you got from me yesterday.
Chat, Patrick Ewing is the greatest center of all time.
And lay out your argument. Let the chat hear your argument.
No, I don't want to do this no more, bro. I'm tired of y'all beating me up. Y'all stomping me emotionally, bro. Y'all are stomping me emotionally. Right?
You call Thomas right now? You emotional?
Yeah.
Shout out to Carl Thomas, yo. I heard some of his music a little while ago. Carl Thomas is really underrated.
Yeah, man. Shout out to J Boogie. Salute J Boogie. J Boogie says, y'all are doing too much leaking information for tonight. Yeah, man.
That's what we do on this show.
Yeah. That's what
J Boogie. We uncover the uncovered. Bim.
Bim. Pat Ewing is the greatest center of all time. And to be honest with you, it's not really even a close conversation.
Jesus.
It's when you start to do when you start to do the deep dive, then you're like, you know what? David Robinson had Tim Duncan and Patrick Ewing had Bill Cartwright. Really? That's where we going with this? Right? Elijah Wan, people say is better than Pat, right? But Elijah Wan had 3-point shootings. Yeah, he had 3-point shooters, and he also had Ralph Sampson.
Oh God.
David Robinson had Tim Duncan. Shaquille O'Neal had Rodman. I think he had Rodman. No, he didn't. He didn't have Rodman.
Washed Rodman at the very
yeah. He had Kobe Bryant. He had Shaq had Penny Hardaway. Yeah, all these guys that played center had all this talent, but Pat But Pat is out here running with John Starks, who y'all hate also.
Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm.
Right? Pat is out here manning the pivot by himself.
Mm, mm,
Right?
mm.
Meanwhile, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is playing with Magic Johnson and Oscar Robertson. Meanwhile, Wilt Chamberlain is out here with Hal Greer and Oscar Robertson. I ain't even gonna talk about Bill Russell. You know what I'm saying? Bill Russell has so much talent. All he had to do was play defense and rebound. If you look at people will say Bill Russell is better than Pat, and then when you look at Bill Russell's shooting numbers, Bill Russell was the worst shooter. Bill Russell was. I almost said Mitchell Robinson there. I almost said it.
Mm, mm, mm.
I
Oh
almost
my
said it.
God!
But
Oh my God!
I ain't gonna go there. But I ain't
Oh
gonna go
my
there.
God! The blasphemy! Oh my God!
Bill Russell.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! The blasphemy!
Yeah.
Mm, mm, mm. Continue.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Continue.
Yeah. And let me just say this, right? Just say this for Bill Russell's career, right? For Bill Russell's career, that man shot 44% from the floor. That man shot 56% from the free throw line. And we're talking about he's better. Bill Russell had a year where he shot 42% from the floor. Bill Russell had a year where he shot 41% from the floor. And we talking about he better than Pat. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. What are we doing out here? Let's show Pat some love. Pat, if you watching, bro. I mean, come on.
Freezie. Again. You pick and choose when to use Ewing's numbers offensively, right? You want to throw up his offensive numbers against Bill Russell? Okay. That's a better.
Bill Russell had it, bro.
He's a better. Okay, if you want to do that, he's a better offensive player than Russell.
Yeah, Bill Russell shot 41% one year, bro.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Freezy, and I hate comparing those types of errors, but you know what? You can, because basketball, to me, basketball is basketball.
Right.
To me, basketball. He's utterly dominant on the other side of the glass.
Pat wasn't dominant, bro. I'm asking.
Not to that level. Not to that level.
So it's levels to it.
Yeah. So somewhere, the guys that you mentioned, Freezy, because after our conversation, you know, because I'm a tortured soul, you know, I went and I watched Game 1, Knicks Houston.
Okay.
You know, and I'm like, again, Freezy, what are you talking about? I'm watching the Game 1. I'm like, here's a moment for him to seize control of the series, and he doesn't. When you're talking about his offensive repertoire and dominance in games when they really need, when throughout the entirety of his playoff career into that next level, he has great moments, yes, but not to the level of Elijah.
Okay.
Elijah came into the finals averaging 29.9 points per game. I didn't even remember that until
he was on a heater. So he was averaging 30 points a game coming into the finals.
Yeah.
Did he average that in the finals?
I think he averaged 26.
I think he averaged 22.
No, 26. He averaged 26. Ewing averaged like 19, I think.
Yeah, and the Ewing numbers were down. And because it wasn't just Elijah on Ewing though.
No, I mean, they were doubling him.
Yeah.
They were doubling him. And like I told you yesterday off, you know, when we were offline, Elijah was just like in his head.
Yeah.
And I hate to do this. I hate to go down this road, but this is your argument and your.
No, I'm right. I don't want to argue it. I'm right. I don't want to argue it. You are the one that wants to argue it. So this is your
You're
argument.
sick.
You could have just let me. You could have just let
Okay,
me
I'll just
exist.
let you go. I'll just let you go with it. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
Pat
right.
Ewing.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
man.
leave you. I'm gonna leave you to your own delusions.
Right.
That's basically what you told me to do.
Right.
You like an ex of mine one time. It told me, she would always, like, after her day, she'd call me and she'd complain about the job and this, that, and the third, and da 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 da. And I'm her dude and so forth. So I would always be like X, Y, and Z, right? So I did that a couple of times. Like, I'm giving her what I thought was the the problems that she was going through and so forth. So finally she says, baby, when I come to you to talk to you stuff, he said, I don't always want to hear what you had to say.
Right.
He said, I really just want to vent.
Yeah.
I said, oh, so why you didn't say that from like the beginning?
You're supposed to know that.
I didn't.
Right. Yeah, because we're
Right?
not perfect. Because nobody is perfect.
So from that moment on, I just, okay. So to parlay that with you in your situation, you wanted me just to be like, okay.
No.
Okay.
No. I wanted you to rally with me. I wanted to build up a Pat Ewing army so that we could take down all the haters. But the first person I talked to laughed in my face. So then I realized that no, I probably can't build an army on this.
How am I gonna be your man if I lie to you?
I just, for some strange reason, I thought maybe it was more Pat Ewing lovers out there than just myself.
Like I said, there's no bigger. I thought there was no bigger fan of Ewing until we bumped into this conversation, and you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to feel what you want to feel, but you're not entitled to your own facts.
Right. I get it.
You're just not. And am I taking Ewing over Kareem?
Yes.
Prime Kareem?
Yes.
It's not even worth a conversation.
What?
It's not even worth a conversation.
Okay, well let me okay.
Let me give you Freezie, hold on. Before you give me the okay, right? I want to remind you in 85, right? After game 1, they were calling Kareem old. Like after game 1 and game 2, they were calling him. I think it was after game 2, they were calling him old.
He had been in the league 17 years. Yeah.
They calling him washed.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have it anymore. Right? And that man drew from the resolve of who he was yesteryear and who he basically had been even during that year. But he kind of started slowing up. He's been in the league 17 years.
Yeah.
And that man threw down, I think, 34 and 17 and helped the Lakers to wash them.
Yeah.
On their home court. Okay? Ewing has great moments. He doesn't have that.
All right. In that game, who was on the floor for the Lakers with Kareem?
Some of the great players of that era and any era.
Right.
But it didn't enhance his relationship to what he came to do that game.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
What was James Worthy the number 1 pick in his draft?
Yes, he was.
Right.
Again, it didn't enhance him. His play enhanced them.
Was Magic Johnson the number 1 pick in his draft?
Freezie, they didn't carry him. He
Was
carried
Michael
them.
Thompson the number one pick in his draft?
Freezie, they didn't carry him. He carried them
So
in that moment.
yeah.
Ewing
So
doesn't have. Ewing has that. You know when Ewing has that, his moment like that is against Indiana, Game 7.
AD, you won't let me. You won't let me. Can't,
Because I won't let you stare. I won't let you conjure up your own facts. I will not
I'm
allow you
not.
to. I will not allow you to
I'm not
try
conjuring
and
facts.
dismantle and put Patrick Ewing next to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Sir, all I'm saying is on
You
that team,
cannot do that.
this dude had 4 overall number one picks on the floor with him, and other former league MVPs on the floor with him in that moment that you pointed out. And all I'm gonna say is if all things are equal, and just chat before y'all cancel me. Chat, think about what I'm saying. What if in Patrick Ewing's when Pat Ewing is 37, right? You got Carl Anthony Towns coming off the bench. You got Derrick Rose as the starting point guard, right? And then you got Kevin Durant at the 3 for you. And the old Pat Ewing has this 37 and 20 moment. Wouldn't you say, well, you know what? He had a lot of help. Pat Ewing never had this type of help. Pat Ewing's best player was Starks or Oakley, depending on the year. And they were fringe at best all-stars, maybe. That's all I'm saying. And this is the narrative for his career.
You're a sick man.
You're a mean one.
You're a sick man.
AD, all I'm saying, you're a mean one,
Absolutely.
Mr. Grinch.
You're delusional, and we've already said this already, that I'm to allow you in your own delusions. I'm saying you're not looking at the player in those moments. You're looking at the help he has.
Or no, I'm looking at the non-help Pat Ewing.
Freezie.
Pat Ewing had.
Freezie. At the very worst basketball game, you're going to get into the 80s. Okay? No one man scores 80 points unless it is a miraculous night.
Okay.
Okay? So we're talking about games that were in their 90s and whatever. Ewing is not scoring the ball
Right.
in those moments, those levels of those players.
Who's on the floor with him?
In those key moments.
Who's on the floor with him?
Look at his numbers against Houston, Freezie.
Who's on the floor with him?
Listen,
I know you love Charles Smith, and I
Houston,
know you love
oh my
Starks.
God, Charles Smith.
and I know you love Starks. But these guys are ultimate in the pantheon of great NBA players. These dudes are not great players.
Who was great on that Spurs team besides Tim Duncan?
Tim Duncan had the number one pick playing with him.
Oh God, Robinson had been in the league like 14 years, 13 years,
like 14,000 years.
Who was great? Who was great on that team?
He was an old dog. I know. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, bro.
Was Duncan not utterly dominant?
This guy. I don't understand what you.
This is before Parker, before Ginobili, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So Pat Ewing lost to the NBA champs, and for some reason, that's just his fault.
We look at him differently, Freezie. If
hey, AD, you know what though? You know what? I don't remember Patrick Ewing against the Spurs.
No, he had an Achilles injury.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
With Freezie, we've already come on now. Let's stop doing this. We've already said that, you know what, Ewing there. If Ewing, we can't play the what if game. You can't take away Duncan's championship because Ewing
I'm not.
Ewing, an old battered Ewing didn't show up.
No, I'm not saying that because I think with Pat Ewing they still would have won.
Okay.
Right? I'm not dismissing that. Right? I'm not dismissing that. What I'm saying is ultimately we got to give Pat some credit for being an all-time great with no help.
Yes, but that doesn't mean that he's the all-time greatest.
I think he'd go.
That the he may be the greatest curry goat, but it didn't show
And shout out to Curry Goat. Shout out to you ain't never enjoyed goat unless you had that goat off the grill with that black curry on it.
Yeah, we know you. We know you've been dabbling in over your years of bliss in the curry goat.
Yeah,
he may be the greatest of the goats, but he ain't that one.
Shout out to Curry Goat, bro. Curry Goat is very, very underrated, bro. Off the grill.
It was not that. You are crazy.
AD, so you're not willing to admit that Patrick Ewing is the greatest center of all time. Though I legit hit you with scenarios where a reasonable person would even reconsider.
You have no scenarios.
Maybe he's not the GOAT, but maybe he should be higher in the rankings.
You have no scenarios.
Okay.
Higher in the ranking. Okay, if you want to say higher in the ranking, where do you rank them?
1.
In the top 10. Well, there you go. Okay, so argument over.
Right.
We don't have anything else to talk about.
He's won because he did more with less. These dudes coming into the game, like Victor Wembanyama is coming into the league, right? And automatically, before he even get his jersey, they are talking about preparing everything for him to succeed. The Spurs are talking about trading for Evan Fournier right now, just so the dude can have a fellow countryman there with him. You feel me? I mean, come on. What are we doing? Did the Knicks ever get him a Mitch Richmond, a Dominique Wilkins, a Kevin Johnson? Never.
No, they never did, Freezie. But that's not who he plays with. Is not the totality of how you measure his greatness, Freezie. You know
Shaq
what I mean?
played 1 year. Shaq played 1 year with the small dude. I forget his name. Scott. Oh God, what's his name?
Scott Skiles.
Scott Skiles. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shaq played 1 year with Scott Skiles, right?
Mm-hmm.
The next year they ain't like, no, this ain't good enough, bro. We gotta get Penny.
Well, they sucked.
Yeah.
In Shaq's first year, they still sucked.
Yeah.
So they were able to get Penny because they sucked.
Yeah, they were terrible.
Unfortunately, when you have a Patrick Ewing on your team, you're gonna be a contender. You're gonna be, a playoff problem.
Right.
But that being said, Freezie, in some of those moments,
AD,
sorry.
I feel you.
Some of those moments,
I feel you, right? But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing to make you laugh, right?
I'm not gonna laugh.
Yeah, when
I take this as a very serious topic here.
so Elijah
You're
Wan
making me shit on my man.
Elijah Wan says, "Hey man, hey, just go get one of the guys I played college with, man. Go get one of my college teammates. They go get him Drexler. You know who the Knicks go get when Pat say
God.
that? The Knicks go get Reggie Williams, number 55. Or David Wingate. You remember David Wingate?
Let me ask you something, Freezy. That the '92 team, right? He's got Oakley, McDaniel, Mark Jackson, Gerald Wilkins, and so forth. They take Chicago to Game 7, right?
Yep, yep. I think that's the greatest team of the '90s. That '92
Okay.
team.
I don't think so, but okay.
Yeah, some people say '96. Some people say '93. Some people say '92. I even
I
heard
don't
some
even.
people say '98.
I could even give you the '92 team because Ewing gets hurt. He hurts his ankle in Game 6. All right. Do you
Yep.
think if Ewing is healthy, they win Game 7 in Chicago?
Yes. Yes. Now, mind you, this is not Dynasty Chicago Bulls. This is only reigning NBA champ Chicago Bulls. Right?
You say that like in order to get to a dynasty, you have to be a reigning something.
Yeah. In order to be a dynasty, yeah.
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 So you say that like they only won one already.
Yeah, they
You
won
know,
their yeah.
they're
And
not favored to win next year, which they were.
well, you know that now, but you didn't know that in '92 is what I'm saying.
They were favored to win the championship in '92.
Yeah, right, right, right. But nobody knew how good this Knicks team was going to be also in '92. You didn't know how good Starks was going to be in '92. No, nobody knew that. He was Emmanuel Quickly in '90 and '91. Basically. Basically, that's what he was. Emmanuel Quickly. '92, this dude comes out and all of a sudden he's something. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden he's something, bro.
See, I don't look at it like how you look at it, Freezing. Obviously,
Because
because
I have Blorange colored lenses on, bro.
yeah, yeah. Because for me, if I'm gonna say that certain guys who are who hurt their ankle in today's game has to show up and show out, you know, he hurt his ankle in Game 6, no doubt, but in Game 7, his 20 points was almost like a non-factor
Yeah.
because they blow the Knicks out.
Yeah. But the other guy you mentioned wasn't playing against some people's GOAT.
Freezy, your competition, they are who they are.
Right.
They are who they are. Okay, he's in Game 7, a chance to
Wow,
take
that
the
'92 team looked like this year.
that. Well, hey, he has a game. He has an opportunity to take his team to the next round, and he doesn't get it done.
And he don't get it done.
In '93, the same thing.
Yeah.
When he's not hurt,
Yeah. Yeah.
they don't get it done.
Right.
It, I'm sorry, it's on your record, Freezy. You can come up with what kind of details and nuances you want to, but it's on the record.
Bro, did we draft Kenny Smith over Xavier McDaniel? Hey, listen. I want to continue on this conversation, right?
No, we did not draft Kenny Walker over Xavier.
Oh, okay. I was about to have a
Xavier's in Ewing's draft. He's number 4.
okay.
Yeah, Xavier's in Ewing's draft. He's number 4.
Okay.
That draft is what? Ewing, Wayman Tisdale, I think Benoit Benjamin is 3. 4 is Xavier. 5, damn, I can't remember 5 and 6. Who's 5 and 6 in that draft? Damn it.
Barkley? Is it
No,
Barkley?
no. Barkley's in the Jordan draft. He's the year before.
Okay, I don't know why I keep thinking Barkley is in that.
I can't remember 5 and 6, but I know
And
Mullen is
it's nobody. It's nobody's. It's John Contract and Joe Klein.
right. Right. Konchak is 5,
Joe
and
Klein is 6,
and Joe Klein. Oh Jesus! Oh my God!
and
Oh my
then
God!
it's Chris Mullen,
Mullen is 7.
Detlef Schrempf,
Right.
Charles Oakley,
Right.
Ed Pinckney
Ed
finishes
Pickney.
out the top
Right.
10. Yeah, yeah.
But somebody thought that Joe Klein and John Konchak were.
You know who else was in that first round? Let me just for Terry Porter was the last pick. AC Green was in that first
I
round.
think Karl Malone is in that first round too.
Yep, Sam Vincent, Terry Catledge, Joe Dumars,
No, that first round was pretty good.
Karl Malone, Kenny Green. Oh my God, I want to throw up in my mouth.
That first round was pretty good.
And that draft right there, I think that draft might be third all time behind the 84 draft in this draft this year.
No, 96 draft was excellent.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's what I think the 96 draft, maybe
96 draft was pretty good.
It might be the second best draft all time.
The Paul Pierce draft, if memory serves me correct, was pretty good.
The 98 draft?
Right. Yeah. That draft was pretty good. I mean, how do we always get here? Oh, well,
This draft this year is going to be so great, bro. This draft this year is going to be so great. It's like, and I'm not saying it because of all the players. I'm saying it because of or the players in it. I'm saying it because it's giving me the same. I'm getting the same vibes about this draft that I felt about the 96 draft, about the 89 draft, about the 85 draft. And I don't really get high on drafts like that. I'm like, yeah, the draft gonna have one person in it, and then it might have some other good people in it.
So, are you feeling like if the Knicks are making a move, they're making a significant move? It's within the draft.
I don't know what they're doing, bro.
No, I'm just trying to get a feel. Or what would you like them to do? Would you like them to make a move in the draft?
AD, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. There are so many generational talents in this draft. This is like 96 all over again, right? The thing is I don't know. I don't want to tell the Knicks who to go get. I just don't want to miss out on it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting at. Because I don't know who the Knicks should or should not get, right? Or who they should trade to move up in this draft or stay. All I know is we can't have another Darryl Walker over Clyde Drexler. We can't have no more of that, bro. We can't have. Do you remember who the Knicks drafted in '84? Nobody.
Darryl Walker.
83.
Some nonsense, or 83, some nonsense. Well, 84, nobody. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't. I think this draft, bro. When you picking at 18, 19, and 21, and you can trade up to 13 to get Kobe, and you don't, because you're like high school players ain't gonna make it in the league. Yeah.
I don't know how we always come current, but you know what? Fine.
Here we are. Here we are.
Old school to new school.
Yeah, old school to the new school.
It doesn't matter. It's the true school.
Yeah, true school.
Well, you know my feelings on this with this draft and so forth. I'm looking at some players. We're not getting Wembayani, so I'm, but my thing is, Freezie, if they're to look to get someone in this draft, don't tell me you're getting someone that's a young piece for the future. I just can't. He's got to be a difference maker.
You know why that is?
You gotta be a difference maker. If that's what you're doing, Freezy, tell me you're making a forward move for a difference maker, for someone that's gonna propel us to the championship or
AD,
to help us get there.
I was just going to say that, bro. What I was going to say is this: winning championships are hard. It's a hard task, bro. Winning championships is hard, and unless you have a generational piece, you are in line behind other teams that have generational pieces.
Well, you've been looking at this draft way longer and so forth than I have. So, sir, I succumb to you, sir. Who in this? Give me the top three guys that can be what I asked for. That can be a major piece to a championship. Give me the top three guys that can do that.
Let me ask you this before I do that. What would you like that player to look like?
Nice. Thanks for flipping it back on me.
Yeah, because the reason.
For me, he would have to be on this team a dominant wing.
Boom. Okay, Brandon Miller.
A surefire. We have not had a
You
dominant
want him to
wing
be able
Miller.
to shoot, right? You want a scoring dynamo.
Absolutely.
You want a scoring
Absolutely.
dynamo like Bernard King,
Absolutely.
Carmelo Anthony, Brandon Miller.
Absolutely. A
Brandon
dominant wing.
Yep. Brandon Miller is one. Gigi Jackson is another, but he's raw. And you don't have patience for Gigi Jackson. I watched Gigi Jackson all year. I live in South Carolina, so I watched Gigi Jackson all year. Right? Gigi Jackson is gonna remind you of Chuck Person to start with, and I know you probably don't remember, or chat, y'all probably don't remember Chuck Person in the early days of Indiana before Reggie Miller, right? Or Gigi Jackson will remind you of a young Carmelo Anthony because he don't care about nothing else but scoring. At 6'10", 6'9", 6'10". All he cares about is scoring. He don't care. He ain't gonna rebound. He ain't gonna play defense. He ain't at that stage yet. But you need a bucket. If you need you talking about exciting. You want and listen, AD. I don't buy jerseys. I don't know if you buy jerseys to wear and all that stuff. I personally don't.
I've
Right?
had 2 jerseys given to me over the last year and so forth. I have yet to put on either of
Me
them.
too. Me too. I'm not a jersey wearer, right?
I
But
am in a previous life, but I refuse to put on a Knick jersey at this time.
yeah, I'm just too old for that. I ain't. Yeah, I'm not. But anyway, my point is, Gigi Jackson is the exciting scoring machine off the wing that will remind you that any given moment this dude can go off for 30, or Tom Thibodeau will sit him on the bench and cuss him out like a dog because he ain't playing defense. Right? But in this draft, sir, what I'm saying is no one knows what's going to happen in every draft. All you can do is go by the whole where there's smoke, there's fire logic. And some drafts don't have no smoke and no fire. And this draft is an inferno. Last year's draft was no smoke, no fire. Next year's draft, no smoke, no fire. The draft after that, no smoke, no fire. But this year's draft, bruh, if you pick a guy, somebody getting rid. If in this year's draft, if you call Brandon Miller's name, one of our dear Knicks is getting shipped out of town. Right? And ironically, to make you laugh, in this draft, there are about 7 or 8 Johnny Newmans. About 7 or 8 of them. Now, I don't know if you like Johnny Newman type players. I personally do. Right? My thing is, if you put Johnny Newman's on this roster, what does it take us? Do we need Johnny Newman type players on this roster?
Well, that's what I said. A dominant wing.
Yeah, yeah.
That they're lacking. Someone who can get a bucket, you know, when
Without,
they
yeah,
yeah, when they need not, and I'm not talking about an ISO necessarily.
yeah,
Okay. I'm talking about basketball here. Like
right,
in different movements, different flows of the game and so forth. Someone who can flat out get a bucket
yeah.
from that side of from that area
Within the flow of the game,
in the
can
flow of the
can
game.
can you get me 14 points on 55% from the floor? Can you shoot 35, 36,
No,
37,
I'm
38% from three?
yeah, I'm
Can
thinking
you,
they need more than that.
well, from a rookie, you got to
From a
establish.
rookie, okay. Yes. From a rookie, okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
All I'm saying is establish a baseline. Of course, he'll get better over time, but establish a baseline. 14 points a game, 55% from the floor. That's a lot, right? 35, 36, 37. Can you hit about 80% of your free throws? Can you go out there and waste your 6 fouls guarding LeBron? There are a lot of dudes like that in this draft.
But you see, but here's my thing, Freezy. That player from a rookie, he doesn't satisfy me for this year coming up.
Okay.
He just doesn't. Because to me, with Brunson, that was last year was the freebie. Last year was the freebie. Okay, we got him. We saw how he played with other players and so forth and so forth. You know, we went around. We got to where we got to. That's the freebie. No other year can be another freebie.
Right. Those are the circumstances. Yes, I
Right.
understand what you're saying.
So if I got that young player that you mentioned that has those attributes and so forth, I to me, he's not necessarily my starter. He's like my sixth guy coming off the bench. You understand what I'm
How how
saying?
how about how about your first? How about your second or third guy coming off the bench?
However, he's a part of the support. He's not. He for me. He's not a major. Like for me, it's him and Kyle Kuzma.
Okay.
You see what
What
I'm
I'm
saying?
telling you is when we play Kyle Kuzma, we can bring 3 dudes off the bench and rotate and guard him.
No. My point is no. What I was saying was a player like that. I'm getting Kyle Kuzma with him.
Okay.
You understand? Like that player doesn't solve. That player singularly by himself doesn't solve all of what I want from out of that position.
Bro. Hey,
You understand
yeah.
what I'm saying?
You see what
Like,
Chef NYK said, bro? Every draft isn't created equal. This is a really good draft. Even Denver are getting better. Bro, even the Denver Nuggets, AD, hear me out on this. The Denver Nuggets are in the NBA Finals, and you know what they did this week?
I saw them.
They made a trade to get back in this draft. They made a trade to get back in this draft, bro. That's what I'm saying. So if the Knicks aren't careful, what's going to happen is they're not going to get anybody out of this draft, and you are going to see young guys popping up, the next generation of stars popping up, and you are going to be mad that we don't have one, right? And then we're going to be like, well, in 4 years, yo, we could trade Randall for such and such player when you had the opportunity to just draft that player yourself.
Oh, no, Freezy, all I'm saying is that player alone does not move the needle.
Right.
Let me be short, just simple.
Right.
That player alone does
You
not move the needle.
but you wrong, AD. But you wrong.
Not with this team currently constituted. That player alone doesn't move the needle.
Right. But think about this. When you trade up and bring these guys in, you're not going into the season with the same roster. right? Right?
I gotta see it.
I know, I know.
I gotta see it.
How many?
We're
How many?
we're, we're in June now. I gotta see it.
Based on that formula, though, based on that formula that you're saying, how many championships have the Knicks won? Based on
They've never been.
based
They've
on a
never been
Brunson
based on that.
Randall type,
They've
based on
never
a
been based on
Brunson
that
Randall
formula.
type. Yeah, I'm saying based on a Brunson Randall archetype team, a small point guard and a high usage power forward. How many Knicks teams have won championships with that?
They've never really.
None.
They've never really had this dynamic, though. To be fair,
Right.
because Melo didn't have a prime Brunson. Bernard didn't have a prime Brunson.
Nope.
Ewing's career didn't have a prime
Anything.
Brunson. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So they've never had that from the point guard, a point guard who scores 25 and a power forward that scores 25. They've never had that.
Right. Right. And a small forward that gets you 20.
Right.
Right.
So to be fair, this is new to them.
Right.
This is new to them. So I can't say
Are
they
we saying
failed
that
at
this
it
is going to
before.
work? Is this going to work? Randall, RJ Brunson wins us a championship.
No.
Right. They need help, right?
Yes.
So are you going to go out and is another team going to give you the help you need to win a championship? Or should you draft it and groom it, bring it along?
If you can, oh God, Freezie. Okay. Let's say we draft it. Okay.
Right.
Are RJ and Randall getting any better while we're waiting for that pick to be the guy?
Yes.
You think RJ you think RJ and Randall are gonna get significantly better over these next, let's say we draft this guy this year, over these next 2 years, they're gonna get significantly better.
Yes.
That's where we totally different.
See, and see, but here's the thing. You didn't let me explain why.
Go ahead.
So the reason why those guys get better is not because they get better on their own. It's because you bring in reinforcements to decrease the responsibilities of RJ and Randall, right? You bring in these athletic 3-and-D 3-point shooters. Now Randall doesn't have to ISO and shoot threes off the wing, right? Now you're like, well, RJ, you know what? We were trying to have you score and defend. You know what, RJ? We're just gonna have you, whatever your best thing is. If your best thing is scoring, then we're gonna bring these guys off the bench and they're just gonna lock down everything in sight. Right? How you help RJ and Randall get better is by having them do less stuff and have them be more efficient doing the things that they're good at. So instead of Randall shooting 8 threes a game, now Randall is getting you 13 rebounds a game. And instead of RJ playmaking at the top of the key and defending Jimmy Butler, you got these guys coming. It's like for instance, I'll use the Phoenix Suns example. Dan Marley could defend and shoot threes, right? But what helped Dan Marley get better is the addition of Richard Dumas and Cedric Ceballos. Richard Dumas and Cedric Ceballos could do things on the wing, take more responsibility away from Marley. So because Marley had been on the Suns for a long time, right? People think Dan Marley showed up in 1990. No, Dan Marley was there for a minute. But once they brought in Cedric Ceballos and Richard Dumas to take care of other duties, share in the workload, and I would say once they brought in Ceballos and Dumas, it made them a championship team, right? But the Knicks do this, right? Bring in that 6'7" guard, the 6'7" guard from out of I can't remember his name, but you bring in the 6'7" guard and you put him on the floor with Brunson. Now those big guards that want to take care, that they want to take advantage of Brunson, they can't do that with the 6'7" athlete. Now Brunson can focus on running your offense, right? And Julius Randle for 3 shouldn't even be a thing, right? Randle should be at the rim punishing the interior of defenses, getting you a whole bunch of rebounds, defending other power forwards, not having to scramble to the perimeter on wide open small forwards. You bring these rigid, bro. It's AD. There are, and I'm only calling them these names so that people can be familiar with the archetype. But there are about 3 Richard Dumases out here, and there is probably 5 Cedric Ceballos out here, and it's probably about 4 or 5 Johnny Newmans, right? And Johnny Newman, what I'm saying, good athlete, but is a jack of all trades type guy. You know what I'm saying? Do it all. He can bring the ball up a little bit. He can shoot the 3 a little bit. He can defend a little bit. He doesn't have a major flaw. And then there is the Cedric Ceballos, the all offensive athlete, the all offensive athletic weapon. It's about 3 or 4 of them in the draft where they're just all offense athletes. And then the Richard Dumas type that is the architect, walking, talking epitome of what we want a small forward to be. A Chris Morris type. It's those dudes in the draft. And for a Knicks fan to say, nah, I don't want to trade Obi to get Cedric Ceballos, would be me like, yeah, I don't even want to talk to this Knicks fans because they don't know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at Jalen Brunson, could he use a Johnny Newman? Could he use a Cedric Ceballos? Could he use a Chris Morris, offset, screw loose athlete that could either go off for 40 or get kicked out in the first quarter? Could the Knicks use that guy? I think so.
It's not about that guy, Freezie.
It's about, is he ready right now?
Is he ready? And your analysis on Randall and RJ is just, I think you're way off course.
With Randall?
I think you're like Gilligan's Island, the boat that got blown off course.
With Randall?
Yeah.
You want Randall to shoot more threes?
Randall's a 10-year vet.
You want Randall to shoot more threes?
No, but Randall, he is what he is now. Offensively, the way how he plays the game, Freezie, he's not going to change. He's just not. Which makes him very, when it comes in the playoffs, makes him very defendable.
Okay. Say you're absolutely right. Where are you going to, knowing Randall is here, where are you going to get that help that you need then? Because I'm gonna totally discard the draft, and you tell me where the help is coming from for RJ, Randall, and Brunson.
I don't know.
Now that can't be the answer, bro. Because if we dismiss the draft, you got
I
to
know
supply me with an answer.
I know what I would like.
What would you like?
I'd like them to pursue Kuzma. I'd like them to pursue Siakam.
Okay.
I'd like them to pursue even Ingram to a pipe dream.
Right. Well, say Ingram is the guy, or Kuzma is the guy. How you gonna pay him? Because you can't pay Kuzma and Josh Hart.
I think we're looking at signing trades. Am I moving it? And in a sign and trade, am I moving out one of my big 3 pieces? Which really and truly, I'm talking about one of the 2 pieces, which is RJ and whatever, or Fournier's contract, whatever, to make it work, or if I have to add Quickly's deal in that. Okay. I think I'm doing that.
Okay.
I believe I'm doing that because it more fits to the need.
RJ and Quickly for Brandon Ingram.
Oh, I absolutely do that.
RJ and Quickly. Okay. All right. So now what do you have coming off the bench?
I'd absolutely do that.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm still signing Hart after that. So now I got my Hart off the bench.
Now, so Hart and
as a part of my bench.
Okay.
I still got Hartenstein, my big. It's just a part. Like one signing doesn't gobble up everything else.
And when it comes to that money that the
Knicks have a very good contract structure for all these contracts. There ain't nobody getting $30 million.
Yeah, but the thing is RJ Barrett's extension kicks in this year. So you can't go by last year's contract, bro.
That would be this summer.
Yeah. No, it's for the 23 season. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Now he's tradable.
RJ and the only reason why the trade can go through is because RJ's money will be similar to Brandon Ingram.
Yeah,
That's why when you add in quickly, it makes the deal go through.
He's tradable.
Okay.
Am I doing that all day, every day?
But once you do that, and then you give okay. All right.
I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
Now my three is Ingram, Brunson, and Randall. I'll take my chances.
Okay. I respect that.
If I'm upgrade, it doesn't even matter if it's him, if it's Siakam, whatever. If I'm upgrading that wing that I've already talked about, I'm doing that.
I respect that. So whether it's Randall for Siakam or RJ for whatever,
I'm absolutely I'm very interested.
Yeah. So it would be quickly and Randall for Siakam.
I'd be interested.
Okay.
I'd be interested. Absolutely.
Okay.
I got a better fit. See, we got to look at
relax, because if you about to say look at the trade market and not look at the draft,
no,
that's not the conversation you want to have.
No. I was gonna say is that we have to look at Brunson in the planning overall at all times. It's Brunson's timeline I'm worried about, no one else's.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out the pieces to go with him. Like I said, yesterday, if Dame wanted to show us a little bit of love from afar at any point in time, would I be on the Dame train here today? Absolutely.
Yeah. Dame ain't gonna say that outright to disrespect Brunson, bro. And all the stuff that people saw this week with Dame, you got to take all that stuff with a grain of salt. Dame ain't gonna say, "Yeah, I want to go to New York," and then disrespect what Brunson did this season at point guard.
However,
because you could say it for Boston because Boston don't have a point guard.
No,
and you could say it for Miami because Miami don't have a point guard.
My point is, if that man wasn't living in his own mind, in his own confusion, and wanting to leave Portland or not want to leave Portland, I'd be all in on trying to get him in that backcourt.
Okay.
But he doesn't want to leave Portland. Same thing for Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
If that man wanted to leave, I looked at Bradley Beal's contract. Oh my God.
You almost threw up, right?
Like, dude, don't need or want to leave that situation. Stay right there.
Stay right there where you at.
He's averaging like some 45 million over the next,
right? With
a no trade kicker and a 15% trade kicker when it goes. What?
Yeah, I know I paying that. Yeah.
For a man that's been good where he's at, no.
That's why they fired two front offices while he been there. This is another brand new front office for the Wizards. And truth be told, Bradley Beal is probably gone.
Who's taking that deal, Freezie? Detroit?
No.
I can see Detroit doing that. If they can pay the coach $80 million, I can see Detroit doing that.
I can see Toronto doing it.
Wow. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can see Toronto.
I don't know about that. Would Detroit do that?
Hey, see, but okay. So here's the thing, AD. It can't be both. Like you can't legit be like, "Yo, trade for Siakam," and then if they talk about trading for Siakam, right? They partner with their best player, and then when I say, "Well, bring in another great player," like, "No, they ain't gonna do it."
No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying. I'm not questioning the greatness of the player. I'm just talking about that player.
That player, right?
That player don't want to leave a six block radius.
Maybe not. DC, yeah.
He don't want to leave a 6 block radius. He good where he's at. If you were gonna take on that responsibility, Freezy, with that contract, with all that I just mentioned and so forth, you would have to have a sit down with this man and look him in his eye to
I ain't
find
doing it.
out, does he
I'm
want
not
to
doing
play
it.
for your organization?
I'm not doing it because I'm not doing it for cats, and I'm not doing it for Fat Cat. I never believed in trading for Fat Cat, right? And you know Fat Cat, Dominique Wilkins type, Alex English type, the dudes that was comfortable in a situation. No, I'm not trading for those type dudes, right? But what I will do though, what I will do is all the dead weight on this roster. I'm getting rid of that this summer and refilling it with young, energetic dudes off the bench. And that leaves me with enough money where when we play into the season and we figure out what we need specifically, then I'm making a trade during the season. But just because money come off the books don't mean I have to spend it, right? Just because Derrick Rose come off the book, just because Fournier come off the book, just because Josh Hart number, yeah, you don't have to spend it, bro. See what you need first, and then go get what you need.
You don't know what you need, Freezy.
No, I don't know what I need yet.
You.
Right. And the reason why I don't know is because I don't know if Quickly and Grimes and them are going to take the next step. They young players. You don't know what they're going to be, man, next year. You don't know what Grimes is going to be in year 3. You don't know what Deuce is going to be in year 3. You don't know what Quickly is going to be in year 4. You don't know what Obi is going to be in year 4. Can they show me something first before I replace them?
That's a big gamble, Freezy.
I know, it's a gamble.
That's a big gamble, Freezy.
But
That's a big gamble.
what if you trade Quickly before you see that, and then quickly and RJ are in New Orleans, and they the number 1 seed. You know what I'm saying? Because without the Tom Thibodeau restrictions on them, they could play freely.
Yeah, but
It does happen, by the way.
Can you get any greener light than what Quickly had has right now on the Thibodeau? Are you serious?
No, Tom Thibodeau's bro.
You're not serious. You're not serious.
You know who
You're
Tom
not
Thibodeau,
serious.
you know who Tom Thibodeau is? Tom Thibodeau is Casey Jones. You remember Casey Jones used to coach the Celtics?
Yeah, champion Casey Jones.
Yeah, but listen, I'm glad. So
champion Casey Jones.
You fell into my trap. I'm glad you fell in. I'm glad you fell into my trap. The reason why he is a champion is because that roster, Larry Bird in his prime, and Dennis Johnson, who had won championships in other places, Kevin McHale in his prime, Danny Ainge in his prime, Robert Parrish, all those guys were built to win a championship, and Casey Jones couldn't mess it up. And if you remember, bro, they had been trying to replace Casey Jones all the way back since 80. Once he took over the job from Bill Fitch, because Bill Fitch couldn't get the Celtics over the hump, right? Everybody remember Bill Fitch, the dude that used to coach the Nets, right? He couldn't get that Celtics team over the hump, right? Larry Bird, they wouldn't even listen to Casey Jones, bro. Larry Bird, all them dudes is Casey Jones would be trying to drop a play like, yo, just get me the ball. That's what Larry Bird was saying in the huddle. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, just go ahead and discredit a man's work as if we haven't seen great teams, with subpar coaches, not win championships.
Right.
Who was that coach for OKC again? When he had young KD and young Westbrook and young Harden
Scott
and
Brooks.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Is there a more talented roster than that? pretty
Yeah.
hard to beat that roster as far as talent.
I'm with you.
At one
I'm
time, right?
with you. Tom Thibodeau and
Okay.
Scott Brooks are similar.
Okay.
I personally think Tibbs is a great, just like Casey Jones, a great defensive mind, but offensively, just give Larry Bird the ball and get out the way.
That's a
You know
part
what
of
I'm saying?
coach. That's a part of coaching too.
Right. That's one of the points that I'm getting at. I'm not discrediting Casey Jones as a great defensive coach because he might be the best defensive coach of all time. Right. What I'm saying is these Buddy Ryan type coaches, these Rex Ryan, these Bill Parcells type coaches, bro, they focus on one thing and they love it.
Freezie, there's nothing wrong with it, asserting dominance in a particular area while you figure out or to make that other area catch up.
Right.
Because if that wasn't the case, why would they have gotten Brunson?
Right.
Why wouldn't they just re-signed Elfrid Payton?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We want to give the coach blame and not give the coach, merit when we choose to.
No, that's not what I'm doing, AD.
I think so, yo.
No.
And it's
all I'm saying is I don't want Michael Jackson singing bass lines. I want Michael Jackson singing tenor. You feel me? Michael Jackson, you great at singing that high tenor range. Sing in that high tenor range. I don't want you singing like Barry White. That's what I'm saying.
You never heard Dirty Diana?
Yes, I don't like it.
Okay.
That's not my preference.
MJ. That's a classic piece of MJ record right there.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Stop it.
Michael Jackson in a high tenor range. Him and Tony Thompson from High Five. I like y'all in a high tenor range. Frankie Lyman. I like What Makes Birds Sing So Sweet. Oh yeah, that's what I like.
Stuck. You're just stuck, Freezie. Things can be new and different.
No, not with Tibbs. Not with Tibbs.
This wasn't. I mean, y'all guys give him no credit, man. This dude galvanized the squad.
Again, that's not what's happening.
He galvanized the team.
Again, that's not what's going on.
People were calling for him to be fired.
No,
and he galvanized that team. He stopped toying around with the Cam Reddish foolishness, and after that Dallas debacle, the team just went on a run.
That's not what I'm saying.
You guys give him no credit, man. I mean, this is like has he done fireable things? Yes.
Again, AD, you didn't listen to what I said. Like I said, Casey Jones might be the greatest defensive coach ever. You heard me say that, right?
Yeah, but you dismiss Casey as just someone that was just there for the ride.
The offense, what?
You dismiss Casey as someone that was just there for the ride.
Right. So did I not mention that Bill Fitch couldn't get them over the hump?
Yes, you did, but it was like an and so,
No, I think he just listened to certain parts, bro. You just listen to certain parts. I said they brought in Casey Jones because Bill Fitch couldn't get them over the hump. I said that on this show. I said that like 11 minutes ago. Right? I just legit said it like 11 minutes ago. What I'm saying is certain players don't always thrive under certain coaches and certain styles. That's as simple as I can make it. Right? That's just what it is. Like for instance, some guys can thrive under Pat Riley, some guys can't. Some guys are more free-spirited. They would rather thrive under Jack Ramsey.
So you think if the Knicks got Tibbs and this core more help, the outcome would still be the same? That's basically what you're saying.
No. That's no.
No,
that's what you're saying because you said trade. That's what you said because you said trade for Brandon Ingram. I didn't. Right? You said trade for Brandon Ingram, right? When I was pitching the draft, you was like, nah.
But either or, if he doesn't get more help, will the outcome not still be the same?
I don't know what the outcome is going to be.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Because
You're in the. You're in.
I
You're. You cannot stay in your own delusions, my friend.
no. What I'm asking you is
This
this:
team is not good enough to win a championship.
we both understand that. That's why I'm asking you, which part of it are you talking about? Are you talking about the part where I was mentioning the draft, or are you mentioning the part that you were talking about trading for players? If I just say a general thing, it would be disingenuous.
Fine, trading for players
If it's trading for players, bringing in Tibbs more help, then I still think we're not winning.
because you don't think he's good enough.
I don't think I don't think he a championship level coach like that. Now, is he a great coach? Yeah, he won Coach of the Year twice, right? But the thing is, how many championships did Jack Lehman win with the same mindset? He ain't won. Yeah, he ain't that guy, bro. Yeah,
You
he
guys
got
put way too much. There's something to be said about coaching, absolutely,
right.
but you know, Bam Adebayo is not playing the way he's playing just because Spoelstra is giving him great pep talks.
Okay.
He's athletically gifted. He can pass, he can shoot. He's just been put in the right areas on the floor, and he's taking advantage of it. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, like Freezie, like the coach can only do but so much. I think if you got him some more pieces, like this team, in my eyes, is a dominant wing, right? But even more than that, I think even more than the wing, they need a good floor general off the bench when Brunson is not there.
Okay.
Okay. So if we're talking about adding those two pieces, if we're talking about potentially adding a
And
a
I keep
five that
saying,
can shoot.
yeah. Okay. I was going to say I kept saying his name wrong. It's not Lehman. It's Lynham. Lynham is his name. I'm sorry.
Look, line him with Philly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We got to give. I mean, to me, I think this is Tibbs' year. But it's only going to be his year, not if he has to just galvanize what he has already. Like if he has some true forces, and judging him for me is not during the regular season. Judging him for me is where he left off in playoffs, round 2, ding ding.
Okay.
But he's gonna need the pieces to get there, Freezie.
Okay.
And that's just the truth. Well, I didn't even realize we're coming up on 2 hours already.
Yeah, man. Yeah. The thing is, I don't think it's a players thing though. I don't think you can just go out and get 9 great players and think you're gonna win a championship.
How good a coach was Billy Cunningham with Philly prior to Moses Malone?
I see where you're going with this. I don't know.
Right? They swap out what's the Dawkinses and the Caldwell Joneses of the world and so forth.
Jones, the legend, Caldwell Jones.
Right? And they
let Magic do him dirty in the finals.
Yes. And they get Moses Malone. Is he any great? Is he any better of a coach? Is he any worse of a coach? He got one of the greatest ball players ever to play to solidify that position.
Yeah.
He was there the year before. They didn't have him.
So bring in a former league MVP. What league MVP you bringing in? Because you said Moses Malone. You're not just bringing in just a body. You bringing
Well,
in
I'm
a
bringing in good
two-time league
bodies.
MVP.
Yeah, but I'm bringing
You
in.
bringing in a two-time. So bring in Jokic.
Yeah, but I'm bringing in.
So bring in Jokic for Tom Thibodeau. A two-time
I'm,
MVP at center. Do it, bro. You say do it.
but if I could, I would. But I'm bringing it. The point is, I'm giving him help in the areas that he needs.
Right.
If you went out and let's say you were able to sign Van Fleet, okay, you've just helped Tibbs greatly.
Yeah.
You know what you do with that? On and off ball, like would he
Quick
want to
fix.
take a backup role to Brunson or a quasi starter? Would he want to do that? That would be the question.
Quick fix. Yeah, do the quick fix, bro. Just go out and get a guy. Fix it right now.
But is that a quick fix, Freezie?
Yes.
You couldn't use Van Fleet on this Knick team here?
No, I'm not disputing that. I'm saying you're saying quick fix. Do it. Go out and
Some things are quick fixes, and some things are
this is a quick fix.
a part that's going to be a part of your foundation. A Van Fleet would be a part of your foundation.
Yeah, this is a quick fix. Yeah.
How good is Lowry in Miami? Helped him in the finals? Has he helped them so far?
We'll see. We'll see tonight.
Has he helped them? Has he helped them so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys, I can't with you Knicks fans, yo. I can't. Y'all want to have it both ways.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No.
Y'all want to draft another player. You know how many times I've heard you on this airway say if you hear about another young core, you're gonna throw up in your mouth?
Yes, and I've done it too. and I've done it, bro. I can't help it.
I don't want any more young guys. They have enough young guys.
Right.
Go out here and make a real maneuver and stop failing at making a real maneuver. Right. You're asking about go get me this player, that player, whatever. My guy is in Cleveland.
Hey, granddaddy, you sound just like them dudes from the 90s. F them kids, go get me a player. And then you wonder why you don't win a championship, granddaddy.
I'm at that point right now.
Yeah, I know.
I'm at that point.
Right. F them kids.
And I'm not gonna do what they did to Melo and waste his prime.
Right. You sound like them dudes in 96.
Yeah.
You sound like the Knicks in 96.
Because when you make a maneuver to get talent like this, Freezie, to get a Brunson, to get a Melo, you have to have a plan. You cannot sit up. You can't sit with them and think,
getting Kobe, man. Screw getting Kobe, bro. We need Chris Childs. We need a point guard to come in here and help us right now.
I would take a Chris Childs right now off the bench.
Yeah, over Kobe. I'm with you.
Because
Kobe needed 2 years. Kobe wasn't ready. Kobe needed 2 years. So if he can't contribute right now, then
he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready when he took that 2-piece and a biscuit. You know, God rest the dead.
From Chris Childs, yeah. Yeah.
He wasn't ready. God rest the dead, but he took that 2-piece and a biscuit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, so that's the classic Knicks fan thing. Like Kobe, he ain't gonna be ready for 2 years. I don't need no Kobe Bryant. Give me bring in Chris Childs, bring in Allen.
I want to win, Freezie. I'm sorry to tell you, I want to win.
And you know what that's gonna make you though?
I'll go to the ends of the earth to find it.
That's gonna make us losers, bro.
You can't stabilize something that you don't already have. They have a little bit of a foundation right now.
The difference between us, the difference between us and championship teams is championship teams have a generational talent. They have generational talent. LeBron James is generational talent. Tim Duncan, generational talent. Steph Curry, generational talent. And we have guys that are really, really good.
Who's the generational talent on Denver?
Jokic.
Not out the gate.
Yeah, he's two-time league
Not out.
MVP.
Yeah, but not out the gate.
But he
He's
is now.
made himself that, but
But
not out.
he needed
You
time.
didn't. They didn't see generational talent out the gate out of Joker.
And you know what, AD? You know why? They drafted a kid and let him develop, and now they're in the finals. But
Freezy,
you sir are saying, hey man, I ain't waiting on nothing, bro. You got to win it next year or else.
But here's the thing though. What if Denver wasn't in the finals? What if Joker never got there? We'd be looking at them like you wasted his greatness.
Even if they didn't make the finals, he would still be a two-time league MVP.
Yeah, but we would look at him different. We would
We
look
look
at
at
him.
the organization like they can't build a team. You wouldn't look at Jokic as he's a bad player.
No, not as he's a bad player, but there's levels to this.
Right. They got Jokic in the second round.
Yes, the greatest second round player maybe in the history of the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say Willis Reed, but yeah, okay.
He may be the greatest second round player in the history of the game.
Yeah, Willis Reed.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Yep.
either or, they're fine. Take him however.
Yeah.
Right, and
But you want to trade for a dude that can't win with his current franchise.
no, what I'm saying is, if I had Joker, I would move the ends of the earth to get him to the finals.
Right.
I'm
but
not just sitting.
But you got to get a Joker first, though.
Yeah. Okay. And they got lucky.
Right. Right.
They did not know they had Joker. They got
Knicks
lucky.
The Knicks aren't lucky.
And they built him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. The Knicks spent money and now have Brunson. So
Yeah.
what should we do? Should we wait for some? Should we get a player that's not going to be ready for another 2 years because of the players that we already have that we think that will get better over the course of the next 2 years, Freezy? That's a major gamble, Freezy.
No,
It's a
you're not.
major gamble.
Again,
RJ didn't show me
you're not
anything
listening
like
to
that.
me.
But I'm just giving you how I feel about it. RJ had a nice playoff run.
That's all right.
Okay, it was all right. Okay, he had moments there where he carried the team.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay.
Right.
His skill set and how he gets buckets bother the hell out of me.
Right.
I don't see that as sustainable for long-term success.
Yep.
I don't want to wait another 2 years with him. I'm sorry.
Right. I didn't dispute that. Right. What I'm saying to you is that instead of us dragging dead bodies, put some of these young guys with potential at the back of your bench. I thought I was laying it out there easy. I gave you multiple examples. Remember, I brought up the Phoenix Suns with Dan Marley. Remember that? I brought up that example.
Yes.
When you got Cedric Ceballos and Richard Dumas coming off your bench. Remember, I gave that example. Those are Seattle did it.
Contributors. Those are key contributors, Freezy.
Right. You don't want dudes making $1.5 million to contributing.
However, I just can't go back to next season the way we left off. We're not good enough.
Right. Okay.
We're not good enough how we are with an addition of a draft pick.
So do a quick fix then.
They need to. Right. I don't see it as a quick fix, but they need to be players.
Wait a minute. So if you do it right away, that's not quick.
No, because we've been waiting for this a long time.
No. It's not, man. We've been waiting forever. We've been waiting for years. But Brandon Ingram wasn't alive 50 years ago. Jalen Brunson wasn't alive 50 years ago.
So I don't hold them to that misery.
No, okay? You can't hold them.
I don't hold them to that misery. But you know what? They're here now.
Right. Yeah.
He's here now.
And so when you say now, so now being the operative word, addressing it now means we're doing it quickly, right?
Fine. I'll agree with you. Means we are doing it quickly. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Fine. I said this 10 minutes ago. Last season was a freebie. I'm not going to another one of those.
Right.
No. They should be looking. You know what I was watching this morning? I was watching a little documentary on when Iverson went to Denver, right? I think it's only fitting now because we've been talking about Denver. Denver got to the finals for the first time in their existence.
Right.
When they traded for Iverson in Denver, Iverson was 31.
Yep.
Carmelo was going into, I think, was his third season,
Right.
something like that. Third season, somewhere like that. So Carmelo's now what, 24, 20, some, no, because Carmelo came in 19, 23, something like that.
Yeah.
He spent 2 years there. The first year, he was talking this, it's Melo's team, it's Melo's team, it's Melo's team.
Yep. Yep.
And all of this and so forth. And by the following year, he was the leading scorer all over again.
Yeah.
They got swept against, was it Lakers? The Lakers swept them out? Right.
Yeah, I think probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was the Spurs. I think it might have been the Spurs that swept them. Okay. They have to eventually look at this and go, you know what? We could still go down this line one more season and to see, well, if one more year with this, it shows any better. And Melo is getting older, he's getting better and so forth. But Denver had to make that hard decision and say, well, no, Iverson is not what he needs. We tried it on some old, let's throw two stars together, da-da-da-da. But that's not the fix that he needed. So what did they do? In your analogy, they made a quick fix. They turned around and traded for Chauncey Billups.
Yep.
Because it suited their young star better to get the best out of him. Again, all I'm saying, Freezie, is you can't waste Brunson's best years. You can't have Brunson beat up again in another year and have him coming into the playoffs hobbling with a back and a knee and an ankle and a shoulder.
Right.
But anyway,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I understand. I understand what you're saying. I'm not against your quick fix methodology. What I'm saying is this: you can do the quick fix and put young talent at the end of your roster. I don't understand why you don't understand that we can't do both.
Fine.
You see what I'm getting? Can you not trade for Brandon Ingram and bring in young talent?
Fine. But that just, I just want it on the record that the young player is just not what all this team needs.
Yeah.
They need some substance.
Okay.
Okay? They need some substance, sir.
Yeah.
But anyway, sir, I got to get up out of here.
Yeah, me too. I got to get something to eat, bro. I ain't ate all day. I done walked the dog, and the dog was pulling me down the street. I need to get my weight up, bro. The dog was dragging me down the street.
Absolutely, sir. But thank you again. I don't know where this
8 o'clock
journey started. 8 o'clock. Remember to join us for the fantasy draft.
Hey, you picked right in front of me, right?
First of all, before we get out of here, hold on. How the hell did I get 6?
I don't know.
What was the mechanism that you was using to pick the players?
Shake it, shake it, shake
God!
shake it, shake it. Yeah.
That's
shake
it.
It like a Polaroid picture. Yeah.
How many teams in the draft?
12.
So we're drafting, and then we're putting up a poll. Who has the best team?
Yeah. We could put up a poll like who had the best team and all that stuff, right? But at the same time, we're gonna take these rosters, download it to a video game, let the video game sim it, and then whoever wins is gonna be the smartest basketball mind
And I'm drafting 6. All right, so I already know pretty much who I'm picking, who's going to be
Yeah,
available. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Is it inverse or is it
It's
six
snake.
every round? Oh,
It's snake.
okay.
It's snake draft. So it's 1 through 12, and then 13, and then come back around the other way.
Oh, so I'm always going to be
Yeah, me and
okay.
you, we stuck in the. I'm stuck in the middle with
Stuck in the
you.
middle. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. That
yeah. So
works.
it's you
That
and I
works.
stuck in the middle, and I just got a trade offer too, by the way. For I just got offered. Where is it? I got offered. Um, 30. Was it 31 and 138 for 30?
I
31
know
and
who I know
138
who
for.
I know who's going to be there already. I know who I'm picking at 6.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know who you
absolutely.
taking to. Kobe Bryant. A Kobe Bryant, slam dunk giant. Step to the. Don't
Quite
even try.
quite possible.
And I'm
I'm with
taking Tim Duncan, and he ain't fronting past the rock, and he'll show you something. Them.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining Uncle Freezie and
Because
myself
If you
in
let Kobe go
another
by, if you let Kobe go by to take a big, I will laugh.
old school moment. We don't know where this journey started, but we know where it ended. It ended with you. Look for us in the
Will.
whirlwind.
I y'all peace.
Salute.
AD.